"Mummy, Mummy, listen to me," little Johnny said while trying to climb into his mother Nikki's lap. Nikki took him in her lap and said, "Just wait a little while, son. I'll design this last toy, then I'll talk to you a lot." Nikki was the head designer of a well-known toy manufacturing company. Due to the lockdown announced due to the corona epidemic, she was working from home these days. Apart from Nikki and Johnny, Johnny's nanny lived in their house, but due to the lockdown, she was unable to return from her village. Johnny was a very cute and talkative child of 6 years. He always had some story on his lips. Earlier, his nanny used to listen to his stories with great interest, but now she was also on leave, and Nikki was busy with her work, due to which Johnny started feeling sad. As soon as Nikki closed her computer, she said, "Mummy, please make me a talking doll, then I won't disturb you and will talk to it." Hearing Johnny's innocent words, Nikki laughed, thought for a while, and got up and she went to the storeroom. Last week, some toys designed by Nikki had come to her from the factory for inspection. They had been left at home due to the sudden closure of the office due to the coronavirus. Nikki took out one of the toys and gave it to Johnny to play with. The doll was very beautiful, but its eyes had become a little cloudy, which sometimes gave a scary feeling. As soon as Johnny saw the doll, he jumped with joy and said, "Wow, Mom, you're so nice. You brought me such a lovely doll so quickly. Now I'll have so many things to talk to her." Johnny took the doll to his room, and Nikki started cooking. After a while, when Nikki and Johnny sat down to eat, Nikki noticed that Johnny not only ate very quickly, but he also started taking food from Nikki's plate. Nikki was a little surprised, then she thought that perhaps Johnny might have become very hungry due to playing for so long. After finishing the meal, Nikki once again sat down in front of her computer, and Johnny became engrossed in playing with his new doll. Only a few minutes had passed when Nikki's concentration was distracted by the sound of Johnny laughing. She felt as if Johnny's laughter had changed today. She was startled and went to him and saw Johnny sitting on top of the cupboard holding the doll. Seeing him like this, Nikki got scared. "How did you climb up the cupboard? What would have happened if you had fallen? How would I have taken you out of the house to the hospital during this lockdown? And what would have happened if you and I got infected in the hospital? I don't know what new game you have thought of. Come down quickly." "Oh, Mom, it's so much fun. My doll told me that we would sit here and play, that's why I had to agree. Then, holding her hand, I easily came up here." Nikki was aware of Johnny's habit of making up stories, so she ignored it and somehow got Johnny down from the cupboard. "Now you don't need to play alone in your room, you can play sitting in front of me." Seeing Johnny in front of her, Nikki breathed a sigh of relief and got back to her work. Now some strange incidents were becoming a daily routine. Sometimes Johnny was playing more than necessary. While eating, sometimes he would laugh in a strange voice, sometimes he would be seen sitting at a high place in the blink of an eye, and sometimes his face would give Nikki a scary feeling. Every word of Johnny would have this attached to it that Goodia told you to do this and that, but Nikki would forget it thinking it to be Johnny's childishness. Due to the effect of all these things, Nikki started feeling that perhaps she was too much engrossed in her work, and due to lack of rest, she started seeing and hearing strange things. Hence she decided that she would talk to her boss tomorrow and take 2 days off and take full care of herself as well as Johnny, but the night was still left. As soon as Nikki called Johnny for dinner, she said, "No, Mom, I don't want to eat." Hearing Johnny's reply, Nicky, worried, reached his room and said, "Why won't you eat? Come on, don't be stubborn. The girl has forbidden me from eating. If I don't eat, I will slowly die and then, like her, I will become a doll and live with her in her world forever," Johnny said in a strange voice. Hearing Johnny talk of dying, Nicky's anger knew no bounds. She raised her hand to slap Johnny, but what was this? Her hand stopped mid-air and she was unable to touch Johnny. Nicky looked at Johnny and found that Johnny's eyes had turned red as if blood was floating in them. A strange laughing sound was coming from the doll in his hand, which was now scaring Nicky badly. Suddenly, the voices of both the doll and Johnny came together. "Slapping us is a far cry, you can't even come near us or touch us. Get out of here and leave us alone." It was now difficult for Nicky to stand there for even a second. Drenched in sweat and terrified, she quickly ran back to her room. After a while, when she regained her composure, she slowly reached Johnny's room. She saw that Johnny was asleep, but the doll was still beside him on his bed. Nicky was now very scared of the doll. Yet, mustering up some courage, she picked it up from Johnny, took it outside, and broke it into pieces. She packed the pieces in a box and put it in the storeroom for reconstruction with other damaged toys. "Well, I and my son are free of this wretched doll," Nicky said to herself as she closed the storeroom door. She had just reached Johnny's room, feeling happy, when a loud scream came out of her mouth. Instead of Johnny, the same doll was on the bed. She was lying down, Johnny was in her hands in the form of a doll. "What did you think? You have destroyed me. No one can destroy me. I am a curse that no one can erase. I needed a companion like me in my world. Look, I have found a companion. Now your Johnny has also become a doll." "Look," the doll said, moving her eyes in a daze. Suddenly, she fell unconscious. In her unconsciousness, she was muttering only one thing: "Leave me, leave my Johnny. Leave him. Don't make him a doll. Don't make him a doll. Leave him. Leave my child." Suddenly, Nicky felt someone pouring water on her face. She slowly opened her eyes and Johnny was standing in front of her with a jug of water. As soon as she saw Johnny, Nicky sat up suddenly and pulled him into a hug. Johnny, frightened by Nicky's reaction, asked her, "Mama, do you know what happened to you? How scared I was. You weren't even opening your eyes and who knows what you were saying? Then I called Aunt Aya and told her everything. She asked me to pour water on your face." Hearing all this, without separating Johnny from herself, Nicky said, "Nothing has happened to me, my child, nothing, and I won't let anything happen to me. Thank God, it was all a nightmare." After a while, when Nicky regained her composure, she asked Johnny about the doll. Johnny said in a tearful voice, "I don't know where my doll went, Mom. I've been searching for it for so long." Hearing this, Nicky quietly headed to the storeroom. Seeing the broken pieces of the doll in the packet, she was relieved. Nicky immediately took out a matchstick and set the pieces on fire. In no time, all the pieces began to burn. After the fire was extinguished, when Nicky reached Johnny's room, the same doll was sitting in Johnny's place, smiling at Nicky. Nicky was surprised to see her on the bed. Then a voice came from inside the doll, "I told you I am a curse that no one can erase." Hearing this, Nicky's hair stood on end. As soon as Nikki ran and reached the storeroom, she screamed. Mistaking Johnny for a doll, she cut him into pieces and set him on fire. Often, Nikki's voice could be heard crying in the mental asylum. I have not killed Johnny, I had killed the cursed doll.